Hello and welcome to Moving Market Podcast Weekly Recap. Looking back to last week, you had consumer prices out on Friday a little better than expected. First major economic data for the most part this month with the government in shutdown. Corporate earnings last week remained strong. Third quarter results pretty solid across the board. Outlooks remain relatively good and stock market momentum remains in place. This week with the Federal Reserve meeting after the consumer price data last week, I fully expect the Federal Reserve to cut interest rates a quarter on Wednesday. And again, you have the biggest week of the year, the rest of the year in my opinion, with China-US meeting, you have the Federal Reserve meeting, you have 12 to 15 trillion worth of market capitalization between big tech and the biggest week of earnings overall. So it'll be interesting to see results. I expect to be very strong. We'll see how the outlooks of all the companies remain overall. But in general, the market remains in that positive upward trajectory that I've talked about the last few months. And again, not too many times do you see the Federal Reserve cutting interest rates with stock prices at an all-time high. But again, the Fed is leaning toward the labor market in the short run, even though economic growth seems to be 3% or more, and you have inflation maybe a little bit higher than they'd like over time. So we'll see what happens this week. And again, most important, week of the rest of the year.